So it's worth it.
Absolutely. I'm never going back to a gasoline car.
Oh. Hello, everybody. My name is David, and I'm here for National Drive Electric Week in Madison, Wisconsin. Today, let's learn about what it's like to drive an electric vehicle in Wisconsin. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for coming on camera. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and what this car is.
I am Cody Kastorf, and I own a Chevrolet Bolt 2017 Premier.
So where can I get a Bolt if I want one?
Any Chevrolet dealership or buy used as I did from any private seller. They're sold in every state in the United States.
Did you or do you still own a gasoline car? And if so, how has driving electric changed your lifestyle?
Well, we started out with in 2016, we started out with a Nissan Leaf and quickly changed over and sold my gasoline Toyota Prius and swapped it out for the Chevrolet Bolt. So now we have a all-electric household.
Very nice. Which is your primary car?
Our daily driver is the Leaf. We drive that every day as a commuter car, and the Chevrolet Bolt is the fill in between for the longer trips, weekend warrior. The range on the Chevrolet Bolt is the EPA rating is 238 miles. You can get less if you're going really fast on the highway, more if you're driving in the city.
So that's more than the Leaf.
Absolutely, by quite some.
Okay, cool. So Cody, tell us, how do you charge the car, how often do you charge it, and where do you charge it?
So we charge it at home, just like our Leaf. We have a 220 outlet sitting at home, and we have a smart charger, and we plug it in every single night when we get home. That's it. 3 seconds, and it'll charge itself.
So you don't have to stay with the car while it's re-energizing?
No, except for the few long trips that I do where we plug it in and walk away and go have dinner. Every night, I just come home and plug it in.
So that's interesting. You plug it in every night instead of when it's just empty.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if I drove 5 miles or if I drove 200 in that day. I just plug it in and walk away.
Are you worried about degrading the battery by doing that?
Absolutely not. Actually, Chevrolet says in its manual you should be plugging it in at every opportunity. It should be charging at all times. And the car is smart enough that it will heat, cool it, and take care of its battery.
So what you're saying is this is more advanced than a cell phone from 10 years ago.
Absolutely. The software that controls it is much better as well, and your cell phone doesn't have its own AC unit or heater to keep it properly at a right temperature.
So the Bolt has active thermal management inside to keep the batteries at an ideal temperature. So what else have you done for sustainability other than being a completely electric household?
Well, other than the fact that EVs use less oil, they don't need oil changes, they don't need to replace their brakes as frequently, things like that. There's a lot less waste, but our household uses time of use charging, and so that we charge only off-peak times, which helps the local utility because most energy is used like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And so if we can charge off of that, we're using electricity at a time that's less demanded. And so they don't need to spin up more generators and things like that.
So by helping to smooth out the electrical demand on the grid, you actually make the utility company use less energy.
Absolutely, and the utility will reward you for signing up for this program by having, at least MG&E will half your energy costs if you're charging off peak. So not only do I help the environment, I'm also saving even more money.
So what kind of cool tricks does this car have up its sleeve?
Well, unlike a normal gasoline vehicle, you can preheat this in your car, preheat your car within a garage and not have to worry about anyone dying, and you won't lose any range because you're plugged into the wall. Also, electric vehicles, because the motor generally slows the vehicle, you can drive with one pedal. So push down to go, let off to slow down. And so in one pedal driving, it's referred to. If driving in heavy traffic, it's really nice. You just stay on one pedal back and forth.
Is that also why the brakes last longer?
Absolutely. Uses the motor for most of the braking except for emergency situations.
So the brakes last longer because you're using them less.
Absolutely.
Cool. It's funny, right, how like having an electric vehicle all of a sudden makes you pay attention to range.
Yeah, because, with a Model 3, it's 325 miles range on a long-range model. I can tell you that there are Toyota Camrys that have a tank almost that small, and most people just see the gauge move. They don't know how many miles, if it's 200 or 500. They just fill it when it hits empty.
So there's a little bit of a different mentality that you have to have when you drive electric.
I suppose, but it's just a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get used to it, it's far more convenient. You just plug in every night and not have to go anywhere for it.
So it's worth it.
Absolutely. I'm never going back to a gasoline car.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what some people out there want to hear. Well, Cody, thank you so much for telling us about your Chevrolet Bolt EV, and thank you so much for being a part of the sustainable transportation movement.
Absolutely.
All right,
Thank you so much.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. If you want to see other videos from National Drive Electric Week in Madison, Wisconsin, please check the description below for a playlist. I'll see you there.